The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good night, because you can be watching this at any time of the day. It is your fave duo, but me, Ryan T from Healthy Hem, and who?
Dwayne from the Networks program, y'all.
Okay, and welcome to Healthy Hem Live, y'all. 4:30 to 5:30 every Tuesday. So thank you for joining us.
Pacific Standard Time.
Another Tuesday, okay? First off, we want to thank Pyromedia for always, producing us so beautifully. APLA Health for giving us the jobs we got today. And CDC for bringing on Monty Hunting, okay? Because we would not have this show nor this program. So thank y'all. Okay.
CDC has a rather large bag.
They do. How are you today, co-host?
I'm good. I was sleepy. I'm still kind of like
you sound
groggy.
A little drowsy, yeah.
I'm waking up. I took a nap before the show.
Oh, you did? Where?
A little bit. Don't worry about all that.
Was it in the studio?
Don't worry about all that.
Oh, okay. I think it was in the studio, y'all.
You know what?
Okay.
And he would be wrong.
Okay. I'm feeling a little rushed. We were doing a lot today. It's been a lot of running around. Today's like a weird Tuesday. A lot of planning, a lot of, finalizing things and getting things done work-wise, but also like career-wise and also, artistic-wise. So it's just a lot going on. But nevertheless, we're here, and we're queer. So, yeah. Let's talk about out here. Ooh, try to make it all around. You like that? That was cute.
You know what? We all can't make them all.
I'm screaming.
Out here, where we have our 4 different locations: Baldwin Hills, Long Beach, CDU, MLK, and Olympic. We offer HIV testing, STD testing and treatment. We also offer PrEP and PrEP services, as well as linkage to care. Now, what Networks does specifically is we encourage people to get tested together. Okay, we offer $25 incentives for everybody who comes and gets an HIV test with us, and if you bring a friend, you get an extra $20. Okay, and that is at our Baldwin Hills location or our CDU MLK location. We currently don't have anyone at our Long Beach location, but stay tuned because that is coming very, very soon. All right. Am I missing anything? No, that's it for now, I believe, until we get to our groups.
Okay. So for those who are always tuned in, you hear the same spiel all the time. Healthy Hem, Healthy Hem, Healthy Hem. Excuse you?
Yeah, thank you.
Jeez.
I'm excused.
So Healthy Hem for my fellow Black queer men. If you identify as gay, bisexual, or whatever you are under the spectrum between the age of 18 to 39, if you come to get tested with us, our checklist is giving up to $100. So that is HIV testing, STI testing, and the monkeypox vaccination. Okay, up to $100. If you just want to know, the status in your home, we can send you a swab and chill test, and you can do it at home, and we still send you $25. Boom. Or you can just come in and do that, or either or. Also, we currently are doing linkage to care. Well, we always do linkage to care for all of our positive individuals, but we also are currently doing, did we get to groups yet? We didn't get to groups. Yeah, my brain is flustered right now, y'all. What else? I said swab and chill. I said checklist, linkage to care, PrEP and PrEP. PrEP! What's PrEP and PrEP? You want to go over that real quick?
So PrEP stands for pre-exposure prophylaxis. PEP is post-exposure prophylaxis, i.e. birth control and Plan B, okay? But for HIV, it does not protect you against any other STDs or STIs or anything like that. It only protects you against HIV. PrEP is a pill you take once daily. We also have the shot now, where, you know, you can either take the pill daily or you can get the shot and it will protect you. Well, I don't know the efficacy rate for the shot just yet. That is fairly new. It was just introduced in, I believe, May of 2021. But for the pill, it is 99% effective. 99.9% effective. Post-exposure prophylaxis, you have 3 days from the exposure date to get PEP, and that is around like 70 to 80% efficacy rate to help you not seroconvert. And yeah, that's the basis of it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just realized we're really like, it's kind of crooked, normal, but it's okay. We try to fix it. And I usually look at the camera, but right now I'm looking at us. I don't know. I'm switching it up today. I'm just like, look at us so you can like, boom. Because you always look at us. You don't really look at the camera.
I'll be looking at the camera.
You be looking at us. Because when we watch it back, I'll be like, he was not looking at the camera at all. And
you know,
like,
and you know what I realized?
I'll be like,
the people can't tell because why? Like, the glare.
Your glasses must be nice. I can't see without my glasses.
I can see, but
anyway, let's get to our groups. Get some energy going, child. We both sound, we can't both be like that. So yeah, so
I'll wake up. I'll always warm up. You know, I need a little like, you know.
Anyway, let's get to our groups.
I'm like an OG card.
Okay, so starting on Mondays, we start the week off. Mondays we have POV. Okay.
Yes.
Point of view. Okay, runway boot camp taught by the West Coast dolls of, you know, the runway out here. Ooh, I like how I did that. That was real cute. But yes, we have Diamond Miyake Mugler, okay, father and icon Trey Basquiat. We have Byron Juicy Couture Miyake Mugler and Tunde Juicy Couture Tishi, teaching the girls how to walk, how to pump, how to strut. Okay. Class was really fun. We had it yesterday, even though technically we were closed, but we still open for class, which was cute. And I learned so much, y'all, and I'm getting real good. So I'm excited. But yeah, that's what we got on Monday. So every Monday, 6 to 8, come get your, you know, pump and strut on by the, you know, the runway girls. On Tuesdays, we got.
So on Tuesdays, we have my dance class that happens
after our show.
That happens every Tuesday after the show, child. He is so loud. I don't know why he's so loud. Like he's not here.
Wait.
But
we look be matching today. He want to be
He want to be me, child.
I got dressed first.
I came into this world first.
Child, well, I got to work first. So.
I bet you did because you didn't have my class. Anyway, so hip hop class 7 to 9. Well, dance class 7 to 9. Okay. Every Tuesday.
Somebody said our Beyonce gonna be at the dance class. They lied.
No, Beyonce is gonna be at the dance class, actually.
Is she?
She is.
Oh. We'll see.
Yeah, you know, because we like this.
We'll see. Okay.
That's how I got my ticket after it sold out.
Okay.
Anyway.
Not after it sold out. Did somebody buy it for you?
No. I called mother and was like,
okay. Hey. Anyways, continue.
Every Tuesday, and then every second and fourth Wednesday we have Men's Mountain Top with my counterpart.
Ooh, now it's falling even more.
Falling. Okay. Every second and fourth Wednesdays we have Men's Mountain Top with my counterpart Malik. Okay. That happens at our CDU MLK location.
Let's get out.
The little whatever.
The little lean.
Child, it's better.
Rock with it.
It's they've seen some things that they've been with us from the beginning. So anyway, yes, that is from 6 to 8 at our CDU MLK location in Watts Willowbrook. Okay. And I believe I'm not about to.
There you go.
Child,
I'm not doing that. You got to give them a disillusion.
Like, I think, but
yeah, that's Monday, Wednesday.
Every second and fourth Wednesday. This Friday. Well, no. Before we get to Friday, let's
order.
Yes, let's go Wednesday.
Yes. So yeah, so that's Monday. That's Tuesday.
What else happened on Wednesday?
On other Wednesdays, because he talked about the second and fourth, but the first and third Wednesdays is Thrive. Okay. Okay. Yes.
She said you hit me too hard. I don't like that.
I'm screaming. So yes, first and third is for Thrive. It's for all of our pals, Black queer men 1839, of course, who want a safe space and who need a safe space and who just want to, have some camaraderie with their fellow POS individuals. And that is the space made by my counterparts, Caleb and technically it's made by Dion. Caleb is assisting and also Malik is assisting with that as well. So it's the three of them and they're all, making that space safe and amazing. I thought I just saw a comment, but I can see it.
They said I heard Beyonce was going to be at the dance.
Oh yeah, I saw it already though. But yeah, so Thrive is on Wednesdays, 1st and 3rd, 6 to 8. And then Men's Mountaintop is every other. So that is 3rd and 4th. So we have something every Monday, every Tuesday, and every Wednesday. And every Thursday as well. BQT, we have Black Queer Talks, okay? There we go. So we have Black Queer Talks. We talk about all the things between love, sex, relationships, all things in between. I got to come up with a new motto, y'all, because I feel like that covers it, but I want something more articulate because we do a lot more than just that. But
they cry too.
Stop. We do more than that. We do more than that. So anyways,
play space.
You tried it. He's trying it and I don't like it because I don't come for his stuff. But anyway, like I was saying, we do many things. Every first Thursday, we have a
That was just in addition to the things that y'all do.
No, whatever. We have... You've been trying it all day, friend. I don't like that.
What you mean I've been trying it all day?
Yeah, because, So, what you did earlier.
What I do?
I'm not talking about it on camera. You ain't a real friend. But anyway, like I was saying, we have... a Black queer therapist come in every first Thursday, and we talk about various things, okay? And we will see him next week, and I'm excited because I think we're going to talk about, we'll talk about in more depth, mental health, of course, because he's a therapist. And March starts Mental Health Awareness Month, so that's going to be very exciting. I'm excited. And yeah, and then on Fridays, we are creating Fourth Fridays, but we're turning it into more of a TGIF thing. So that's what we've been talking about today. We're going to do a pop-up Friday. So stay tuned for the pop-up Friday that we choose to do whenever we do it. Other than that, do you want to talk about Networks' event this Friday?
Yes. So this Friday, we have our Back to Black drag show. It is an all-Black amateur drag show, hosted by my other counterpart because the team is just so big, child. Caitlin.
Oh yeah, she used to be on my team.
Sure did. So she'll be hosting it, and yeah, it should be a good show. Bring your dollars, bring your ones, okay? Bring your fives if you got it, okay? And yeah, we're gonna have a good time.
I'll be home because it's gonna be raining, you guys. It's 100% chance of rain and 40% degrees. It's gonna be 40
You still
degrees
gotta come
outside.
to work on Friday.
Yeah, and then I'm going home. But the event is from 7 to 10?
It's from 7 to 9, child. Let's not get crazy.
I mean, hey, I don't know. I heard 7 to 10.
We don't do nothing to 10.
Lies.
We don't do nothing to 10.
Networks? Y'all have.
No.
But it's okay.
No, we have not.
I feel like y'all have. Okay. Anyways, nevertheless, that is everything for our groups as of now. We have a lot of other good things going on. We're currently having a raffle for Healthy Him. Okay. So if you come in and get tested with us, you're entered to the raffle to receive things from 4.5 Black vendors. Okay. So yeah.
4.5.
Yeah. If you go watch the video on Healthy Him's IG, you will see. And the elaboration will be clarified. But without further ado, let's get into today's subject. Main topic, please. Okay. Internalized homophobia. Okay. She don't love herself. Okay. If y'all don't know what that's from Scary Movie because I love that. And that is from the icon herself, Regina Hall. Yeah, shout out to her. She is from DC. She's from the DMV. But yeah. So, let's get into it. I actually wrote a dissertation on internalized homophobia in Black Greek letter organizations, and it's something that is very apparent and evident and prominent in the Black queer community, and I think that's something that we really need to get into because it's like, why do you hate yourself so much?
So where do you believe internalized homophobia began?
I honestly think it began with society, and I hate that so much. I honestly think it began in society. Let me stop. I feel like Cardi B. So illiterate. But yeah, so So I honestly believe it started from society, as many things do, and it became more prominent when it was like, okay, a lot of people are taking on what society says, and also like within society, the church. Like we want to really get into it. The church. It starts there, makes its way to society, and then it's like the two just whoosh, and spread out all the hatred, and then it becomes internal hatred, and then it's like, oh, I hate myself. Um, yeah, like it's taught like, oh, it's a sin, oh, it's not good to like, the same sex. It's not, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this. So then over time you begin to believe that. You begin to feel like, okay, these thoughts that I'm having isn't okay. Like these aren't good thoughts. I shouldn't think like this. It's not right. Like everyone around me is telling me it's not right. So it's not right. I hate myself. I need to put my skin in bleach. I need to go to conversion camp, which is now illegal in the US. Shout out to, the government partially. But yeah, and it's like, no. But what you think?
I don't know how we got to like colorism and internalized homophobia.
Colorism? What are you talking about?
You said I gotta bleach my skin. I'm like, Sean, what does that have to do with being gay?
No. In the church, they have conversions, and they also tell you to like bleach. Like they'll pour holy water on you. They will tell you to bleach yourself to cleanse your soul and your impurities. Like, yeah. It's not about your
thank
skin.
you. Thank you for the clarification.
Yes, there we go. For clarification, it's
Because
not
I was
about
like,
colorism.
what the heck? I gotta bleach my skin.
It's not about colorism. It's the way like some very, I would say, demonic church individuals think. So they think like, bleaching, kills all of the impurities internally. And it's like, that's not true. Or conversion camp, that's not true. Sending me conversion camp or making me bleach myself doesn't like change the fact that I'm still attracted to the same sex.
Conversion camp might make them more gay, to be honest. I mean, it's a white gay movie, but if you watch But I'm a Cheerleader, she was confused, and then she went to her parents sent her to conversion camp, and it made her more gay. And then it was just more confirmed than anything.
That she was gay?
Yeah.
That's fair.
She met her little first girlfriend and everything. It was a good movie.
Where do you believe it came from then?
Honestly, I think it came from, well, obviously fear. Because that's what a phobia is in the first place. But I think like fear of like extinction. As far as like, more so like white people than anything, I would say fear of like extinction of like, their race and ethnicity, like going extinct, or like their people like not, being the majority on the planet and things like that. I feel like it came from there. And also like a little bit of like slavery as well. We all, if you don't know, if you're, baby gay out there watching, like we've heard of Happy Tuesday, Sasha Grill.
Happy Tuesday.
We all know about buck breaking and things like that. And if we don't know what buck breaking is, it's when, slave masters would rape like, the male figure of the home in front of the family as a means of like asserting dominance, when really that was just gay. But I think that was a part of it. Is, I mean, they could say what they want. It probably was a part of it, but they was gay and they just wanted to, they just wanted some black booty.
And that's where the sagging of pants began as well. You had to sag your pants after, you had gotten raped by said slave master.
So then,
and now people still do it, which is insane to me. But the history of it is crazy.
Sodomy was then therefore looked at as like, something to quote unquote fear, or something that was like, bad or negative. So I feel like just it's a mixture of things that internalized homophobia came from, to where it was just like, oh, like, my sex is bad, or like my sex means that, I'm a weaker individual, or like, more specifically, bottoms, and I guess verse bottoms of the time, because I'm sure that was probably a thing too. It was just like, oh, like I'm inferior, or like I'm the female, or I'm like the weak one, whatever the case may be. And then that translated as well. It was just so many misogynistic ideals that just kind of just trickled down. But what are the variations of like internalized homophobia that you've witnessed outside of just like the ones in the church, as you mentioned?
As I said, I did a dissertation in my undergraduate, in my undergraduate career.
Yes, about the Greeks, the gay Greeks, the Greek gays.
And it was
great gay
very
Greeks.
all right. It was very prominent in that community because a lot of people try to seem masculine because they're in a fraternity, and I feel like we forget that there are a lot of feminine fraternity members as well as masculine sorority individuals. I don't know if you guys remember, but like our recent episode, one of our recent episodes, when we had the Gabbies on, when we were talking about,
yes,
the eggplants and peaches, that episode, essentially, like, they said they were both Zetas, which is a Black Group letter organization, and the other Gabby, she described herself as more masculine. And it's like that happens. Like a lot of individuals in sororities are more masculine, and then a lot of men in fraternities can be feminine. So I think a lot of it has to do with one, how you see yourself and how you want to appear in society. And I think when it comes to
how you're most comfortable showing up in society.
That's true as well. Yes. But I think how many individuals in fraternities are seen, period. I don't know who that is. Who's that?
They probably will one day.
Okay.
Hopefully in person or when they can be on camera.
Yeah. But I feel like people in fraternities are more prone to the hyper masculine appeal because, like, the whole thing with the Qs, everybody knows the Qs. The Qs are known for being the most masculine out of the Divine Nine fraternities. Yes, they're known for being the most masculine out of the Divine Nine fraternities, and
why? Because they're nasty.
Can I speak? Dang. Most masculine out of the Divine Nine fraternities, very hyper masculine, very toxic masculine, and just that appearance of, yes, they're dogs, but also just like I'm a man, like at the end of the day. But it's like there are a lot of Qs out there who are bottoming. There are a lot of Qs who are still having sex with men. Like that doesn't change anything, but it's also just like they will have that appearance of like, oh, I'm a manly man. I don't do that gay stuff.
I love me masculine.
I don't do that gay stuff. Yes. I don't do none of that. But then when it comes to being behind closed doors, it's a whole different story. So it just doesn't make sense to me. Yeah, and I've dealt with my fair share of Qs, so it's just like, sir, stop lying. But yeah.
And maybe they're not unnecessarily lying, it's just like...
No, it's literally what I just said. If you say you're not on no gay shit, but then behind closed doors you be on gay shit, like, you're lying. It's exactly what that is.
Well, hey.
It's internalized homophobia.
Can't knock that there.
So
yeah. Outside of the church, you're saying that, the great gay Greeks is another variation of internalized homophobia?
Correct. There's a lot going on in the Black gay community, and sadly, Greekdom is a part of that. So, nevertheless,
well, for me,
yeah, go ahead.
It's usually in the queer community in and of itself for me. Like I see a lot of like Black queers that like are proud to be gay and openly say that they're gay, but they'll be like, I'm not that gay. Or like, they're afraid to like put on a crop top or, let somebody, use them as a test subject for their makeup class or something, they're not going to dye their hair. They're afraid to do any, like, even though they're gay and they're openly gay, they're still slightly ashamed / afraid to do any type of mannerisms that will be perceived as gay, i.e. the straight passing gays.
Or feminine,
yeah. Or feminine.
I agree.
And that is something to be, dissected and looked into as well, because it's just like, you're already gay. Whether you're doing the bending or getting bent, like it's, or none of the above. You could be a side. But either way it goes, child, please.
Don't do me.
Either way it goes, like
I love me foreplay.
You're still,
it's not for me.
You're still like, yeah. So it's just like nothing you do or say can make you any more or less like gay. So it's just, I don't know. It's that has always been an interesting variation to me. It's just like, why
society, like I said.
Why do you feel like you're going to be disrespected?
Society.
You feel like nobody's going to take you serious?
It's the white people.
Like, especially when you're within the community of your own. Like, what is the issue? Like, what is the deal? Like, you don't want to, like, cunt out. I'm not going to say the other word, but cunt out.
Is that the word?
No, I'm not going to say it on the air.
So what is it?
No, you won't.
So it's not kind. It's a pussy.
We're not gonna play this guessing game.
Is it fish?
We're not gonna play this guessing game. So
because I can say it all.
It's just like
it's relative to the conversation.
I don't know. Like, that's something I really want to look into. Like, what is the significance of upholding that, like, masculine persona, and like, why is this so fragile to the point where you can't even walk or talk a certain way without you feeling like less than?
A lot of people don't want to be demasculated or feel a certain way, and I feel like it's different when it's a joke, because I know, like, in the community we do joke sometimes. With me, I do it sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, I do joke.
Like, joke how? What are you talking about?
Like, if a girl is trying to kiss me, like, one of my friends tried to kiss me one time, and I was like, girl, no, that's gay. Like, I don't do that. Like, stuff like that. That's a joke, because it's like, obviously, bitch. Like, yeah. But to me, that's gay. Like, I would not kiss a girl. That's gay. Period. That's gay. To me. But, yeah.
What you mean? Like an actual cisgender woman?
Yes, like a cisgendered woman. I should have been more particular. Yes,
okay,
correct. Society today.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, a cisgendered woman, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and I was just like, girl, no, that's gay. Like, I don't do that. That's gay. But jokes like that, to me, I'd be like, ha, that's funny. But if you like being or just talking with someone else who happens to be gay, like you're a cisgender man who's gay, or you're talking to another cisgender man who's gay, and you're like, oh yeah, he's wearing makeup, like he real gay, like he too gay, and it's just like, what?
I mean, I feel like either of the sort, like, for me personally, whether like it was that the first scenario or like the second one that you mentioned, me personally, I've adapted with some people just because it's like, okay, I see that that's how you joke, and that's how it's gonna be. But
everybody's different.
But for the most part, like, I don't do that. I feel like all of it kind of like sets us back. It's like making black jokes. Like, that's just not something that I'm going to subscribe to. I feel like, we can laugh at the trauma. We should be able to, like, be able to.
Is it trauma? I don't think it's trauma.
You don't think,
especially if it's coming from us.
You don't feel it. I see, and that's the thing. Like, to me, it don't matter.
We're different
because, like, at the same token, it's just like, okay, yes, it's not traumatic now, but for the people who actually had to live through that and who actually had to, stay closeted for the sake of their safety or being put out of their home, like, making jokes like that is a trigger.
I don't think so.
And then, like, you make light of it to yourself. It's like saying nigga. Like, you make light of it and you say it to other people, or you say it to people that are non-black, and then all of a sudden, but see, that's my point. You don't say that at all because of the connotation that it has with the word.
Yeah.
But if you wait a minute, if you were to say, like, if you're not gonna joke with that, I feel like it should be the same thing for, like, gay stuff. Like, you shouldn't be able to joke with that, especially if you're going to joke with somebody who's not gay, because then you're going to make them feel like it's okay to do the same thing.
I disagree, but we'll get into that after this commercial break, y'all.
Are you in need of a quick and easy way to know your HIV status? Swab and Chill is a discreet way to learn your status in the comfort of your own home. The process gives you results in 20 minutes. Swab the upper gums, swab the lower gums, and voila! Simply follow the colorful step-by-step instructions located inside the kit, or call APLA and we can assist you virtually. In addition, all kits include condoms and lube for that penetrative fun. For our trans clients, we have Swab and Chill Plus, a customizable kit for trans-specific needs. And we haven't forgotten about COVID either. All kits include personal protection gear, like face masks, comfortable yet stylish, a personal touch tool for dealing with those germ-infested handles and ATM keypads, wet wipes for those little messes that need cleaning up. Also, keep that summer body protected with Swab and Chill sunscreen. And don't forget about our fanny packs for those quick trips to the store. All this can be yours. Simply call Swab and Chill at 323-329-9713 or email us at swabandchill@apla.org. We would love for you to be part of our Swab and Chill family.
Come swab and chill with us!
Okay, y'all, we are back. Welcome back. We hope y'all didn't miss us too much. Now, for those who are just tuning in, today we are talking about internalized homophobia. She don't love herself. Okay, we're talking about the individuals who identify under the LGBTQIA plus spectrum, but then, also have a problem with other individuals who do too much in their case or feel like, you shouldn't be like that. And they just hate themselves a little bit. They be like, I don't like this aspect of gay. Like, I'm gay, but I'm not that gay. Or, just doesn't resonate with me. But before the commercial break, we were discussing the comparisons, essentially.
Of gay jokes to black jokes.
Correct. And my co-host basically made an example of the N-word. Because you said the N-word. I don't know why you said N-word. I wouldn't say that.
I did, but I use that in my, a regular.
Yeah, for me, y'all, I don't use it because I just personally don't use it because I feel like the more we use it as a community, the white people feel like it's okay to use it, and I don't like it. I feel like it's all in who uses these terms that make it okay. Just how I feel like in certain communities, specifically ours, like we'll say cunt, we'll say fish, we'll say pussy, but I wouldn't want to see or hear a heterosexual person say that. Like, that would just be like, what? You want to be SO bad? Like, stop. So for me, it just depends on the context and who says it. Now, relative to my joke that I stated that I typically make is when there's an interaction that I have with a cisgendered female. If I have interaction with a cisgender female, typically it's one of my close friends. And most of my friends are one queer, but this one is particularly straight. But as a whole, to me, it's more like, no, that's gay. Like, it's gay in the way of being like, I'm a girl too. So it's just like, why would I kiss you and you a girl and I'm a girl? Like, girl, no.
Because girls kiss each other.
But yeah, and it's just like, that's gay. But to me, it's jokingly like, that's gay. But I can make that joke with that kind of person and be okay. I don't make this joke with every individual out in public. It's not public. It's only with that person, like, when we're together. And it's not something that I do with everybody, one or two. And then I feel like it's different than other jokes when people be like, oh, that's gay or blah, blah, blah. Because I remember, if y'all know that that commercial, that Hillary Duff commercial, where those girls were in the little store and the girls were trying the dresses on. Like, that looks so
now
gay.
she popped out from I remember that commercial.
Yeah, the girl was trying
Shout out to you, Hillary Duff girl.
The girls were trying on a dress and the thing, and the girls was like, it's so gay, I don't like it. And then Hillary Duff gave him a little, PowerPoint presentation, like why you shouldn't say that and all that stuff. Like, that kind of instance is like, yeah, don't do that. Like, and that's what I'm saying. A lot of heterosexuals using those kind of terms, it's not okay. Same way within the Black community, white people thinking that they can say the N-word, not okay. When it's in the comfort of your own home, like Swab and Chill, plug, or within your own community, I feel like there's no harm, no foul. But when it is then put out into the public, to me, that's when it becomes an issue. Like, if you're saying N-word in a club when you see a bunch of white people around you, I'm like,
Well, white people feel that way about racism, but it still
I
gets
don't
out.
like that. White people have nothing to say anything about. I don't care what they like. We're not even throw that.
Latinx people feel that way about racism or saying the N-word themselves, but it still gets out.
It's the same thing I just said about white people. Nobody's more pressed than us, so I don't want to hear nothing from nobody else. Anyway, we got to move on because we have the rest of our show. So, like I was saying, our next order of business. How do you think one can be proud of who they are but hate their identity? That's a great question. And I feel like the best way to answer that is to start like knowing that what or who more so you are is not bad. Like that's the simplest way I could put it. Like it's not bad at all. So I feel like more so love yourself. And it's easier said than done, but I feel like we gotta stop letting society dictate like who we are, what we like, and what we can do. So I feel like the sooner we get out of those habits and out of that mindset, we can really get shit done. Period. And I feel like I noticed a lot of Black queer individuals are usually the ones in the forefront. Like we're the ones who are leading. We're the ones who are planning. We're the ones with the money. We're the ones who actually getting shit rolling. Because in comparison to our heterosexual counterparts, they're not doing what we can do. We have more creativity. We have more brain power. We have more abilities. We're just like divergent. Another plug. It's one of my favorite movies. But yeah, it's just like we could do so much, but like we set ourselves back because we let our society dictate certain things, or we let our familiar relations dictate what we can and cannot do, or how we feel about ourselves, and that is a huge part of it all. Like, I don't know, I can go on for days. What you think, co-host?
I think it all depends on how you choose to express it. You know, I think a lot of people get caught up in, like my co-host said, the perception of the outside world. But also a lot of the outside world is a little bit too invested in other people's lives. So
worry about yourself.
In a nutshell, I feel like, I could talk all day about, the queer Black men that, decide to represent masculine at all times, or at least try to. And, and feel how I feel about it. However, like, I think that is another bias as well. If I can be honest with myself and be transparent and be like, well, who's to say that that's not like who they are, and who's to say that they hate themselves or hate that part of themselves just because that's how they choose to show up. And to also like come to my advocacy, because at the same token, it's like I'm not saying that that's not who people are, but when they talk down about somebody who is, feminine, or, has feminine qualities, or is comfortable to go back and forth and tries to pressure somebody to choose, that's when we have an issue. Because then, that is said person getting more involved in another person's life and trying to pressure them to show up one way like they do. So I think it's just all in that matter of like perception and how confident and strong you are and like how you want to show up, but also allowing people to live their lives as well. Like you don't have to agree, but you don't have to say nothing out your mouth out loud to them. That's like none of their business what you think, or how you think, nor did I'm sure they ask about it. So I think people can be both proud of who they are, but hate a part of their identity simply because of others. In a nutshell, others make them uncomfortable, because a lot of people in the queer community, especially in the Black queer community, live unapologetically and do what they want, when they want, how they want to do it, for the most part. And when people see that, they're reminded of that subconscious, chokehold to stay in the times and in the culture that they put on themselves, and it makes them uncomfortable, and it makes them want to put that same chokehold on the person that they see, because it is an outside representation of what they could do but are too scared to.
I feel that was really well said. ultimately, I don't think anyone really gains anything from belittling anyone, especially someone who loves as you do. So that's just period on that. Now, getting into how internalized homophobia and hypermasculinity coincide with one another, essentially, I would say an individual who is hypermasculine has a lot of overcompensation, essentially. And when they overcompensate, it's typically because they don't want that feminine side to come out to some degree, or be judged.
I can't wait to answer this one.
So
people gonna be mad.
I'm screaming.
I'm gonna say it anyway.
My thing is, every societies are always the reason. Okay, white people in society always the reasons for everything.
Child, not always. Sometimes it's that internal struggle.
It is, but where do you think the internal struggle comes from? Society and familial relations. The way people are brought up, and it's not. I can't blame a person. Like, I get it, and honestly, for me, like, I feel like at a point in time, to speak candidly, I used to have internalized homophobia because I used to, like, when it came to having conversations on the phone, I would always, especially when I was really younger, I would always sound like a little girl, and I just hated that. So I would try to put bass in my voice, and I'd be like, because they gonna take me serious. They don't take me serious at all, and I literally stopped that probably like in 2019. Which is really sad. That was like not that long ago, but long enough. But in like 2019, I stopped putting bass in my voice. I was like, it's really no point. Like, bitch, you are who you are. You that bitch. And if they don't respect you because of how your tone is, then they just don't respect you. And I think it's because I had like a trauma situation happen at a Greek function that like traumatized me. But as a whole, I learned to like not take that as something that is like wrong with me. It was more so like, it's not wrong with you. It's like, this is your voice. Like, bitch, it's not something you could change. So yeah, but even when it came to like ordering pizza or some shit, like the guy would answer the phone and he'd be like, hello. And I'd just be like, yeah, can I get like I would change it real quick because I'd be like, they ain't gonna take me serious. They gonna think
some people still do this.
It's true. People do. And I feel like it's usually people in older generations because...
at their big age.
Yeah. Older generations because they also have to do the same thing because people wouldn't respect them. It's a respect thing. People feel like if you have this more dominant voice or this more bass, you'll be more respected.
Child, people gotta start asking themselves, why you want respect from people in the first place? As long as you respect you, why does it matter?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Against society, people want respect from society. And I think they see like... the alternative thing, like literally the motive of it all, if we get down to the bottom of it, is the fact that society hates women. That's the point blank period. Society hates women, if we're getting serious. Because it goes down to that fact because of the fact that if a person feels like they sound feminine and they won't be respected because they sound like a woman or they sound feminine. And it's like, what's the issue?
No, I agree.
And it's like...
I agree with all that.
That's because... they essentially hate women, but that's another subject for another day.
Anyway, I feel like people gain what people gain from belittling others who love as they do is like they feel dominance. They feel dominant. They feel like, oh, you know, if you know, I can still blend in with society at large. You know, like you know, I you know, we have something in common. Like, that's what people gain from, you know, belittling others who love as they do. You know, they're still grasping, reaching for that acceptance, child. And it's just pay it. Because just like the white people, they will never see you as their equal. So it just is what it is. Keep it a being. Now, there's some allies who get it. You know, we're getting closer and closer with each century. And I said century, not decade. Because child, it takes like 100 years just to get this much closer, child, and it just be evolving into other stuff.
We're getting there,
but hypermasculinity, as far as like coinciding with internalized homophobia today, it's just kind of like, it just really boils down to like acceptance, and you know, people just want to be accepted, and it is hard. It is hard being a part of the like LGBTQIA community, you know, well, maybe not the A part. But you know, it is hard to be you know, a part of the community. It is hard to, you know, walk in your truth every day. It is hard to, you know, be unapologetically yourself, especially when people don't like it or think, you know, XYZ about it.
So we have a comment. It says, I think it's also worth saying that people are communal creatures. So homophobia is a way for them to remain in their community for better or worse, but it is a toxic community that perpetuates itself.
Yes,
perpetuates itself. Mm-hmm. Wow. That was a good comment. That was a really good comment. Continue, I'm sorry.
I mean, yes. But again, it all goes back to like society. Yes, you're communal, but again, it goes back to my question that I asked earlier when my co-host was making his point. Why do you want to like commune with people who don't really like you, don't see you as a person, don't see you as an equal, don't see you in general, cannot relate, cannot do any of these things? Like, why are you still fighting to be like, why do you want to be like that so bad? And it's just like, I get it, you know, because even to this day, sometimes I'd be like, oh my God, like, people don't like me. I don't get it. Like, why do they not like me? Let me fix it. Da 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 da. Because sometimes you are the problem. But even then, it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of like a 50-50 toss-up, because at the end of the day, all you can do is be you. And the people who get it, get it. The people who understand, understand. The people who, you know, you're supposed to be around will understand. And, you know, even if they don't understand, they won't judge you for it. They'll just be like, oh, that's so-and-so, that's how they are. Like, you know, they don't mean no harm. Like, every now and then they do got to pull it back. But for the most part, like, that's that. As far as the whole, like, internalized homophobia, like, people just hate themselves. People are insecure. People who have not dealt with all of themselves, like, are going to have the hypermasculinity that coincides with internalized homophobia. Like, for example, people who are not, like, you know, people who are not emotionally evolved, you know, sometimes emotions is too much for them, and they'll
can you see that?
I would love to hear your thoughts on forgiving people who used to perpetuate homophobia, like in context of cancel culture. In a second, but Kwame, pull that back up after I finish my statement, because I'm gonna have to. I won't remember that. But okay, nice.
LOL.
Right, because I'm not here by myself. But yeah, like, people who are not emotionally involved, like, you know, when somebody tries to communicate with them or communicate their feelings, it's like, oh, you're doing the most, or like, oh, you're extra, like, oh my God, like, you know, you're like, girl, like, all of these other, like, you know,
that's Clinton
comments and things like that. LOL. All of these other comments that you know, people come up with and things like that. You know, when really it's just like they haven't done the soul searching and the digging or had the therapy long enough in and of themselves to really understand that it's just like somebody communicating their emotions is not like a personal attack on you. It shouldn't like exasperate you so much. It shouldn't. Now there's a time and place. However, it's just kind of like or for example, you know, somebody, you're going out, you know, and your friend decides to wear like a skirt or something, you know, and like a mesh top or something, some heels. It's just like, why are you embarrassed? Because that's what they chose to wear. Like, you're in your baggy jeans and t-shirt, you know, Timbs and whatever, and that's how you feel most comfortable. But like, why does it feel like? Why do you feel like that's embarrassing you, or things like that? Just certain things like that. To wrap this up in a nutshell,
please.
It's a them problem. It is never necessarily like a you problem. It is stuff that people still have to, you know, work out and, you know, figure out for themselves. Forgiving people who used to perpetuate homophobia, like in context of cancel culture. Me personally, when it comes to like forgiving people like that, everything is to be seen. You know, for me, I can forgive a person all day long. I can hear a person all day long. I can, you know, words are beautiful. Words are great, but actions are more meaningful to me. So it's just like, you know, and one action is not going to cut it for me. So for me, like, I can forgive you all day long, but that doesn't necessarily mean I have to interact with you. That doesn't mean I have to support you. That doesn't mean that I have to believe your words. You know, I can still, you know, just observe you from a different distance if I even choose to do so. Because at the end of the day, I feel like everyone, like people can change, but people have to want it for themselves, one. And then two, like, it don't happen overnight. And I don't have the time to wait and watch because I don't care enough.
Yeah, and I feel like to agree to a degree, it's kind of how white people be like Black Lives Matter, and then they only put it in their bios and then never come out to actually support. That's how I see it. It's more like, okay, you're just doing it for show. Like you're trying to make it seem like you care about Black lives. You are doing this, but are you donating to any of these causes? Are you promoting these causes? Are you promoting Black businesses? Are you coming out to these rallies? Are you going to protests? Are you actively in the community? Like, what are you doing beyond just putting it in your bio saying Black Lives Matter? Because that's not enough, in my opinion.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I just feel like that is the main issue. People do things for show rather than because they actually want to or care to. And if it's not coming from your heart, don't do it. Period. And I feel like, to answer your question, Clinton, yes, I always gotta call you out. But to answer your question, essentially, I would say, for me, I like to hold grudges sometimes. So it just depends, especially stuff like that. Like, it depends on the scenario. Every scenario is different, of course, but stuff like that is like, no, you used to like literally be homophobic. Like, it don't just change. Like, there was something rooted in you that was just like, I don't like gay people. And if that's a problem, that's a problem that you need to deal with, not me. Especially for me not only being gay, but like having friends, having family. Like, I talked about this on the show before. Like, most of my family is 95% gay. So it's just like, beyond me being gay, I'm one person. But like, if I bring you around my family, are you going to be homophobic? Like, that's even worse. But like, why would I bring you around my family if you can't even appreciate me being gay? Hell no. So yeah, no. But yeah, that's just me.
We need a part 2.
Maybe.
Because
not the giggle. He's so stupid.
We didn't even make it through. We made it through the first half.
I mean, I finished. Happy birthday to me. 5/25 is my birthday, y'all. We pretty much are done. So the last two questions.
We got a whole second half that we did not get through.
We did. We already answered that.
Right here.
I already answered that.
Yeah, because you started that at the beginning.
Exactly. So we literally only have 2 questions left. So
you got to try to squeeze it in the.
How does ethnicity and race play a part in internalized homophobia and masculinity? I feel like that's honestly self-explanatory. We barely need to answer that.
Well, that's
because I feel like we the most
post-traumatic slave syndrome for Black people anyway. And back to what I said earlier, and then everything else is just like, yeah, it goes back to what we said in the beginning. Hey, Huey. Yeah, everything else goes back to what I said, like, you know, self-acceptance, you know, acceptance of the masses at large, you know, us being like communal creatures, but also like understanding that not everybody is for everyone and being okay with that as well, even if that means you're a tribe of one, but rarely ever are you a tribe of one because like there are other people who think like that you do. They just might be too scared to say it.
Yeah, and I feel like that's why I click with a lot of people because like I be the voice of reason, but not the voice of reason, but I be the voice that people like to keep inside. Like a lot of people keep the thoughts internally, but when I say it, they be like, "No, I was thinking the same thing." And I'd be like, "Girl, why you didn't say it? You made me look stupid." I got to be the one who be like, "Say it," and look mean, but at the same time, it's like you was thinking it, but I said it. You were thinking it, but you said it. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like Black people are the most oppressed. We know this, and Black people can't be racist. Let's make that very clear. On that note, okay, Black people cannot be racist because we are the most oppressed.
We can be prejudiced.
We can be prejudiced. Yes,
and we are very prejudiced as a community.
I am. Yes, I
wasn't specifically talking about you, but hey,
no, I felt it because I was doing it today, and it was noted, and I was just like, I'm being prejudiced. But you know, I can't be racist because I'm the most oppressed, so it don't matter. But at the end of the day,
that'll probably change in the next 30 years.
We'll see. What advice would you give our viewers who are struggling with loving every part of themselves openly and confidently? Let's close it out with our advice portion.
I would say start small. I always like to say start with your outer appearance, start with your outfit, start experimenting with shit. Do nail polish, try the crop top, try the high-waisted jeans, try some tight jeans, try some leggings, just try stuff. Like try things in the comfort of your own home. Like if you like it, don't be afraid to be open about liking it. And if you need reinforcements, then find that community first. So, like follow other people who you see that do what you do or do something similar to what you want to do. Follow them, engage with them, talk to them, DM them. If they're anything like Ryan, he doesn't care if you're a stranger. He'll talk back.
Sometimes.
As long as you're not, overstepping your boundaries and invasiveness. Don't be asking like, what kind of drawers do you wear? Yeah. That's a little weird. But
my subscribers talk to me. My YouTube subscribers talk to me.
And that's what I was talking about. So just like find your community first. Then I would say that find your community, find people who look, love, and dress and talk and walk like you do or like you would like to.
Yes.
And start there. And then eventually start going to little events, start talking to people, like find it. It exists.
Yes, we have safe spaces like BQT. So yes, if you find places where like you can be with individuals who are similar to you or who can identify to you as a Black queer individual, be in that space. Like see that space, get used to that space, and get used to other individuals who are like you. Of course, we're all not going to think the same, but it's still good to be around your people and speak openly than to feel like, oh, if I go in this space, I'm not going to be accepted for this. Because a lot of people, like, especially as a Black gay man, when you're around Black people, it's like, okay, my Blackness is accepted, but my gayness isn't. But then when you're around white people, it's like my gayness is accepted, but my Blackness isn't. So it's just like, it's a lose-lose sometimes. So having that space where you're with other Black gay individuals or Black queer individuals, it's like, this is dope. Like, we're queer, we're Black, and we know, like, we get it. Like, so when you find somebody like that, hold on to them. Hold them tight, especially if they're a real ass bitch. Fuck about nigga. So yeah.
You said the N-word, y'all.
I did. But that's because I was singing a song. That's the only time I do it is when I'm singing a song. But yeah, if you find a fellow city girl or city boy, hold on to it.
Or a hot boy.
I mean, we don't really like her right now. So
who's we?
I don't really like her right now.
Speak for yourself.
But nevertheless, y'all, yes, like my co-host said, experiment, wear the crop tops, wear the things, yes, all that, because I surely did. Dye your hair all the colors. I did every color in high school. Okay, literally every color you think of, I probably did, and I can show you a picture. But anyway, have fun with it, live your life, and love yourself, okay? Because if you don't love yourself, how you gonna love somebody else? And also, in the words of Mama Rue, and that's period.
And also, if you find this space, please try to make sure that it is actually a judgment-free space.
Yes.
If you get into that space and you see that they embrace certain things, but then denounce and or degrade other things, that is not a true judgment-free zone, and that will cause you to just create other biases and other divisiveness that you didn't have before, and then will have.
Yes, everybody's gonna have opinions though, so you got to be prepared for that. Okay, it can still be a safe space even though you have an opinion. But without further ado, it's your fave duo saying bye.
Bye.